Team, we're gonna do a smoked meatloaf on our Ninja Woodfire Grill outdoors, but we gotta prep it indoors. Y'all wanna stick around for this one. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Cooking with CJ. I'm CJ. Welcome to my kitchen and soon to be backyard. So glad you're here. Thank you so much. Listen, guys, you've been asking, so I'm gonna do it. We're gonna do a smoked meatloaf. We're gonna do it on the Woodfire Grill. This can be done on any barbecue you have, same kind of parameters, all right? But we're gonna use our Woodfire Grill. Okay. Now, a little secret from my Aunt Stofers, or whoever makes stovetop, whoever auntie this is, we're gonna use Stouffer's stuffing mix as the breadcrumb mix for our meatloaf. We got some American Wagyu beef from Snake River Farms. Now, I'm not saying you need to use Wagyu, but in all honesty, it was on sale at the grocery store, so I grabbed it. There'll be a little bit more fat content with this one, and that's kind of what you want, so you get a nice juicy meatloaf. Couple eggs. Got a minced shallot in there. We're gonna go with little TD's Carne Sutra. I'll put a link down below to TD's site. You check it out, but it's just gonna add some extra flavors in there. Now, I know a lot of people go off with, peppers in it, or tomatoes, or ketchup, and all that jazz in their meatloaf. I'm gonna keep it low key. We're gonna do a little barbecue glaze towards the end. But other than that, the main ingredients are the main ingredients, okay? I'm gonna do a little olive oil in there too, just to kind of, get it nice and binding, couple eggs, simple meatloaf recipe. So we got to prepare all that in here, right? So since we're using the Woodfire Grill, you guys can get maybe one of those little tin throwaway loaf pans or anything like that to put on the actual grill surface. But I happen to get my hands on the Woodfire griddle attachment for the grill. So I'm actually just gonna build my meatloaf on top of this. It's non-stick, so you don't have to worry about spraying it down or putting parchment paper down or anything like that. So, but again, you can use a little tin foil throwaway pan, use the 8x8 pan in there. You have options, but since I have this, I'm gonna go ahead and use it. We'll build a meatloaf loaf on there. All right, so I hope you guys are with me thus far. What I've already done is prepared the stuffing breadcrumbs. I went ahead and put that breadcrumb mix into a gallon baggie and then just beat the hell out of it and rolled it flat with rolling pin. Just really got in there, made it as small as possible. I didn't really, I wasn't trying to like go nuts on it, I could have blended it up, I guess. But just going over it with that rolling pin, you'd be good to go, okay? Minced up one shallot in there. And again, if you like, using those diced peppers in it or adding, whatever to your meatloaf, feel free. But I'm just gonna go with a nice small diced shallot. Nothing left to do but to get to it. So let's go down here on my Ninja station. All right, otherwise known as my kitchen island. Let's get this meatloaf prepped, and then we'll get out back and get some smoke on it, and hopefully the gardener's out of here by the time we get out there. All right, stick around. All right, team, time to build our loaf of meat. So let's get our hamburger meat in there. Okay, so we're going with 2 pounds. I'm gloved up because we're dealing with camera equipment, microphones, lighting, all that jazz. Go in with our minced shallot, our stuffing crumbs, which we're using turkey stuffing. Not that it really matters, right? Get in there, we got a couple eggs. I'll just use a knuckle to get the other one. Okay, get this glove off so we have a dry hand. Got a little TD's Brew and BBQ Carne Sutra. Just gonna go in with a few shakes of that. We're just adding flavors in there, so probably about a tablespoon. And we might do a dusting when we get this all formed up too. Lastly, we're gonna add a little olive oil. We go with about 2 tablespoons. Just gonna keep it nice and moist in there. And then we're just gonna use our hand and get in there and get it all mixed up nice. Get everything incorporated. Get it all combined in there. Mix it all around. You don't wanna over mix it. You don't want it to be all tough and all that, but you really wanna make sure it's well incorporated. I said we're looking good right there. We're gonna let it relax in the fridge for about 30 minutes or so, and then we'll get it out on that smoker. It's time to build our loaf. We're gonna use our temp spike in there to make sure we got it exactly where we want it to be. We're gonna take it to 160 internal temperature, and we'll use our temp spike to make sure we get there. It's just this simple. We're gonna take our pile of meat, little football loaf. I wasn't trying to make it a loaf, or I wasn't trying to make it a football, but I'm trying to make it as even as I can. in there. It just so happens to look like a football. Since we're looking at a football shaped meatloaf right now, tell me in the comments who's your team. But that's looking right where we want it to be. Gotta smack that meatloaf. And we're gonna take our little temp spike in here and we'll just come in from the side. Try to get it to the middle. Looking good, looking good. All right, let's go get this on that wood fire. Yeah, I just wanna keep doing that. As we are looking good, the football loaf is ready to go. I don't know what made me put it in a football shape, but maybe I just got football in the brain. Usually do. It's probably what's a lot wrong with that brain. There's too much football. Anyway, so let's go ahead and fire up that wood fire. We're just gonna use regular competition pellets. We're gonna give it, it'll probably take an hour, maybe a little bit less. But again, we're going to internal temperatures, right? Good. All right, let's get out there. All right, team, we're outside. We got our meatloaf on. Go ahead and shut this down. I got regular pellets in the pellet hopper. We're gonna turn this to the smoker setting. Our temp is gonna be 300 degrees. Whoops, not 305. 4 hours is fine, just the default time's good. Now let's go ahead and get started. Go through the ignition process, get that good smoke on there. When it gets close to being done, we're gonna use a little of this TD's original barbecue sauce. Just baste it on there with a little brush, and we'll be good to go. Taking it to 160 internal, easy as pie. All right, let's get that smoke rolling. Team, it got a little dark on us, but that's all right. That's what lights are made for. Let's go ahead and take a look. We're about 45 minutes in. It's temping out about 140. So this is the time we want to get a little of that barbecue sauce on there, that glaze, if you will. So it has just that little bit of time to, you know, kind of tighten up, firm up to that meatloaf. All right. I hope you guys are on board, digging it so far. If you are, hit that thumbs up, that red subscribe button, that bell next to it, so you get alerts on all we're doing, okay? Don't forget, thumbs up too. All right, let's check it out. Let's take a look. All right, we got good looking meatloaf going on right there. Nice and smoked. Got a great color on the outside. All right, let's baste it with a little barbecue sauce. All right, like I said, we're using a little TD's original barbecue sauce. We're just gonna put a light little coating on the outside and just paint it on like we're some painters. Nice and artistic like. Gonna get a little bit more. Now, I've told you guys I'm not a saucy kind of guy, but this TD's barbecue sauce is really good. Really dig it. We're just putting a nice little coating on top. Let's shut it down. Get it another probably about 15 minutes. Then we'll pull it out, let it rest, and we'll slice into it. Bit about another 5 minutes or so. We're gonna go ahead and take our meatloaf off. Whew, it's hot. Got me a big old spatula here. Don't worry about where it came from. It is not a Ninja spatula. Let's get this inside. We get on a cutting board, let it rest. We'll talk about it. We're back in the house. All right, we got some better lighting. It's not so dark. All right, let's slice in this meatloaf. Guys, it smells so good. I've let it set for about 10 minutes. Mrs. CJ can't wait. You hear her laughing over there. So for you guys that don't know, shout out to my mother-in-law. You've ruined meatloaf for my wife over there. She will not try this meatloaf. So everybody in the comments, make sure you give a shout out to Mrs. CJ for dogging me out and not trying this meatloaf. But you'll take it from your guy. We got it. It's gonna be delicious. She's dying. All right, so let's slice in this bad boy. All right, time to slice into our awesome meatloaf. Get some good slices on there. Look at that steam coming out. Get this all sliced up and we'll go ahead and give it the taste test. Let's take a look though. Gorgeous. As gorgeous as a meatloaf can be. All right, I'm gonna slice this up. We'll give it a try. All right, y'all, we sliced it up. We got Mr. CJ some therapy. There we go, got a little bite of the end piece. She don't know what she's missing. I do. That's too good. Tons and tons of flavor. Tender, moist, delicious. To my mother-in-law, thanks for ruining Mrs. CJ's dinner. Guys, if you want to get yourself one of these Woodfire grills, I'll put a link down below the Ninja Kitchen. Doesn't cost you anything more to get it, but it helps out the channel. All right, if you want to get anything I use in my videos, from knives, cutting boards, merch, all the stuff I use, hit show more underneath the video and there'll be links for whatever I use. Cool. If you'd like to become a show producer like all these awesome people scrolling across the screen, people that don't know it yet, but love this meatloaf, especially when it's nice and smoked. It got all those good barbecue flavors. Hit that join button right next to the subscribe button, which you should have already hit by now. Other than that, guys, we are done. Listen, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for cooking with CJ. Cheers, y'all.